Alright, now let's get this out of the way. BioWare game, Dragon Age Inquisition, was published by EA. Oh, no, I haven't been pelted with rocks to death yet. Okay. Well, we can proceed. Now, in this video, I want to talk about how I think Dragon Age is really BioWare's apology for Dragon Age 2, and how it's dedicated to the true fans of the series, or people who are really just there to have a true open world RPG experience with all the luxuries that BioWare gives in their games. Everything, the deep story, the customization, the little interactions between your party members, all those things that add up. Now, I played through Morrowind and a lot of the Elder Scrolls games. I didn't really get really deep into the latest one or any of the expansions, but I do have a big gist of them. I don't know why they never captivated me as much, but just like Dragon Age, it seems like the expansive worlds of both, especially Inquisition and those Skyrim games, it's based around the core fan base, the people who want to be there and explore every nook and cranny. Now, I've seen a lot of people online forums, or even some reviewers, talking about how the game Dragon Age Inquisition doesn't really it doesn't really, like, you don't get involved in the story. You don't get dragged in, or really interested until like 14 hours into the game, when you basically move into your new home. I'll just leave it at that for no spoilers. But anyway, even though it's pretty obvious and you should know that, unless you're a loser. Oh wait, is that me in the mirror? Oh God, what have I become? What is that? Oh God, I should just go buy a PS4. There's just no point anymore. That bundle of the GTA 5 and The Last of Us Remastered is such a good deal, because it's basically like you don't get any money off, and they already offered the bundle last year on the PS3. Oh my God, such a good deal. So alone, loser. Anyway, oh shit, fuck, I forgot. I got an Xbox One. I'm good. I'm in the clear. And I'm clear to get exclusive time DLC on Dragon Age Inquisition. But that's another topic for another time. Anyway, now they're talking about 14 hours in. I mean, I'd say they're probably right. It took me 14, 15 hours of just constant, questing, side questing, getting those companion quests, getting ready to romance Iron Bowls, Iron Horn. It hurt. We'll just leave it there, alright? Anyway, the dedication, the amount of lore that's scattered around, everything's optional, and I love that. Now, the thing that could have really, made it different is if they added a sense of urgency. If you didn't do things, there'd be consequences. Kind of like what they added in the newest Final Fantasy, the third part of Lightning Returns or whatever, where there's a timer to beat the game, so you have to just run through and do everything. But that's what I enjoy that they didn't do. They didn't want to change the format. Instead, they just upped everything else that was there. You build your army, you build your structure, you build your teammates. You basically craft your own story, because you're choosing the lore that you want to participate in. You're choosing the quest that you want to affect, and everything that you do affects someone, affects something around you, and that's just the beauty of it. Because it's not a connected world. It's not a huge open world, but everything feels connected. It feels like if this were a real place and you were there, this feels like logically it would just be one mass, you know? Like, you go out and explore. Yes, there's big loading screens, and for some reason they go black for God knows what reason while you're trying to read the loading screens that are before the blackness. Maybe that is the fade opening up and sucking away at your game, I guess. Yes, like as the story progresses, and when it's slow to begin with. I mean, I can agree on that, and that's what I enjoy. They didn't want to make it just, oh, you jump in and you're new to the series. Here you go. Here's all fun action. Here comes the story right at you. No, they have a nice setup premise where they give you a logical reason why you're in the position you're in, and then they let you just go out and explore like them. And so they give you the hinterlands to start with, and the hinterlands is like a starting zone, like MMO. You're just doing your basic quest, getting it down, getting what you need to know, and then they're gonna put you to the test, and you're gonna have to earn your way up into where you want to be in the story and continue on from there. And I've heard of people giving up on the story because they're like, oh, it's boring and stupid. I don't have 14 hours to invest to get into a story. Well, then why did you buy Dragon Age? Why did you buy Dragon Age if you don't have a lot of time to invest? And you're gonna need that time to get as much as you can out of the game. And that's just the beauty of Dragon Age Inquisition. Unlike other Dragon Ages before them, or the one that has a 2 after it, I believe. Dragon Age 2. There was a lot of missteps. It was more claustrophobic. You felt like, oh, well, this is the place I was at before. Is this the place I was? There wasn't any heart to anything when you, there was lore, and there was the best part about it was the character development. Now, Dragon's Inquisition takes that and runs with it. All the characters have extreme amount of dialogue that's affected. You can basically recruit, I think, 9 companions, and you take 3 with you on quests. And you don't need to recruit basically any of them. You can just pick 3 and cast the rest off, like Castaway. And they can go play with their beach ball with the face on it and call it a day. Anyway, it's not. It is a complicated story, and it is for the true of heart, the people that want to really get out there and pick up those codex entries. Sorry, which I believe they could have done a better job with instead of just it looks like you open Microsoft Notepad from '95. Those could have a little bit of work done, but all in all, just get 14, whatever, 15 plus hours in the game, and then it'll pick up, and it just keeps going and going. And by that point, that's when you'll get really hooked, and that's when I was like, oh well, this is all right. I'd sign in and I'd do like a couple of hinterland quests 'cause I didn't really understand what I was doing, and then I got the Storm Coast, and I got my level up a little bit, and then I did a main story quest after I felt I was the right level. They have a recommended level. It's like 4 different levels, like the range I think are 5, and I always go in the middle, and that's where I charge in. So yeah, I went in the middle difficulty, and then and then it just all took off. It just started really becoming interesting, and that's when I really started focusing on the codex entries. I really started paying attention to the world around me. Before I was like, oh well, I'm just gonna do hinterland quests. I'm gonna clear the hinterlands. I don't really care about this. I just want to get my level up and get an achievement and stuff. But it's just after that point you can really see what they were going for, what they were thinking, what they were crafting, and it really feels like it came from the heart. And I'm really proud of this game. It should be game of the year. And Wolfenstein should be right behind it, making out with it. That's right, BJ Blazkowicz. Come get me. Come get my elven princess girl. It's gonna be hot, baby. You are so elven to me. But as for the four-player online, that's where EA came in and just blew their hatred load everywhere. Just microtransactions gets pretty boring, but maybe they could add to it, and we'll see with these expansions. I'm really excited for the expansions, what they add, because before their expansions, they weren't the biggest things they added. They did have pretty big ones. I mean, they always had one that was big, and then the rest were just small little characters that they added here and there. But honestly, with the amount of dialogue they're recording for this game, I mean, just adding a character and adding like a couple more zones with like a new little storylines would be really significant considering the scope of this game. I mean, they can do a lot, and especially like the Dragon Age 2 expansion that they had, that which was like, it was a huge story, like huge thing, big. I think it was like $20 or something. Skyrim had an expansion just like that. That was Xbox exclusive back on the 360, and I'm just excited. We'll see what happens. I hope that they don't have to do any more microtransactions, because they already have those, incorporated. Hopefully, they can just add to the multiplayer, maybe for free. We'll see, and I will be seeing that content first on Xbox One. Thank you, Phil Spencer. You rock. And hopefully the next Mass Effect Xbox exclusive, because fuck all you. Phil Spencer's gonna buy that shit. He's gonna buy it all. Ball out. Yay! Malcolm Celeb. Good night.